Hey everyone! Today's video is a summary of I Know Who You Are by Alice Feeney, a twisty psychological thriller. Spoiler alert, major plot points ahead. This is based on my take, not a full review. If you're interested, the purchase link is in the description. Let's get into it. Amy Sinclair might have killed her husband. They had a fight the night before and now he's missing. She contacted the police, and as they investigated, the evidence seems to be pointing towards her. Amy's past. Her real name isn't Amy, it's Kiara. She grew up with her dad and brother. Her mother died during childbirth, and Ciara was somewhat blamed for her death. After a horrible thing her brother said to her, Kiara ran away from home and was taken in by a woman named Maggie. Initially, Maggie said that Kiara would only stay the night and that she'd contact the police to send her back home. But the next day, Maggie told her that she'd be staying for a while because she had spoken with her dad. The following day, Maggie drove her far away, and Kiara never returned home. She started living with Maggie and her husband, John, and adopted the identity of their daughter, who looked very much like her. She became Amy Sinclair. Amy helped Maggie and John with their business. Both of them loved her, but they had their own ways of showing it, especially Maggie. While she loved Amy like her own daughter, Maggie had her own methods of punishing her. John and Maggie died when robbers broke into their home. The robbers shot both John and Maggie while Amy hid. Amy had been taught how to handle a gun, so she used it to shoot the robbers. Before she left, Maggie asked Amy to place the gun in John's hand and tell the authorities that she had been hiding the whole time. After their deaths, Amy was placed with various foster families. Amy was arrested for the murder of her husband, Ben Bailey, but was later released after further investigation. The body they found buried in her house had been dead for 2 years. The man buried there was the real Ben Bailey, and the man Amy had married was only pretending to be him. The truth. The real Ben Bailey died 2 years ago by suicide after being fired from his job. It was Yeoman, Amy's real older brother, who cleaned up Ben's belongings and found the perfect way to insert himself into Amy's life. Since Ben Bailey had no close friends or family, it was easy for Yeoman to steal his identity. It worked out well for him, as no one was after Ben's properties. Yeoman lived as Ben and connected with Amy through online dating. They got to know each other and eventually they got married. Yeoman also occasionally dressed as a woman and pretended to be Amy's stalker. On one occasion, he posed as the stalker to scare Amy into quickly buying a house without even seeing it. A house that had originally belonged to the real Ben Bailey. His latest attempt to teach Amy a lesson was to frame her for his death. It worked for a while. Amy got arrested and even made the news when she was caught spending time with her co-star Jack. He wanted to teach her a lesson because he could sense that she was attracted to Jack. Amy finally caught on. While she was running, she caught a glimpse of a photo of her husband, the only childhood photo of him. It was displayed in an antique shop. She went inside and asked the owner where he had gotten it. The owner gave her a name, Maggie O'Neill. She couldn't believe it. Maggie was supposed to be dead. Amy had watched her die. But it was also revealed by the detective that John had survived. He had been in the hospital for 3 months, but no one knew where he was now. Amy began to wonder if it was Maggie who had been stalking her. The shop owner handed her Maggie's business card, which had a contact number and address. Amy tried calling, but no one answered, so she left a message. The next day, she decided to visit the address in person. She ended up in her old house, the one she had lived in with Maggie and John. Inside, she found a large book containing clippings of articles about her. On the last page was a letter she had written to her older brother. In the letter, she wrote about her life, everything that had happened, and her intention to meet him again. It was a letter she had left for him, but she never received a response. After reading it, someone appeared. A woman. At first, she looked like Maggie, but the longer Amy stared, the more she realized how different she looked. The woman took off a wig, revealing a man beneath. It was her husband, who, in reality, was Yeoman, pretending to be Ben. All along, she had been married to her own brother. He had undergone surgeries, including one to reshape his nose to resemble Jack's. Amy couldn't escape him. When she woke up, she found herself tied up, helpless, She remembered what Maggie had said about acting, so she decided to play along in order to trick Aomon. She told him everything he wanted to hear, and he was swayed by her words. This gave her the chance to escape. She ran, but since she was unfamiliar with the town, Eoman was still able to catch up with her. Fortunately, she managed to get a hold of an axe. In the end, she killed Eoman. 6 months later, Amy is living a better life. She's pregnant and with Jack. Note: it was never clarified whether Jack is the father of her child. That's it for I Know Who You Are. If you enjoyed the summary, drop a comment and grab the book using the link in my bio. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos. See you next time.